What's up, guys? It's Shayla here again with another video, another reaction video. So this one is called The Legend of the Rawhead and Bloody Bones. Something scary by Snarled. Again, the original video will be in the description below. The channel will be in the description below. And let's get started.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? Rawhead and Bloody Bones. The following is based on a true story from Lil Mama 85, whose great-grandfather encountered an infamous creature in the Southwest. My great-grandfather lived until his 93rd year and was sharp even near the end. He lived with me, my parents, and my siblings in the same house that he grew up in. Once the sun was about to set, my parents brought in some of our animals and boarded the windows and doors. They did this every night, ever since I could remember. I decided to ask my great-grandfather about this, and he proceeded to tell me the following story. In the 1930s, my great-grandfather had just been released.
First of all, as you can tell, my ears are itching, sorry y'all. Okay. You can tell on the grandfather's face that he has regretted this since doing, because you're gonna find out the reason why. But you can tell on the grandfather's face that he wished he never went to that whole area, whatever. You can just tell on his face that he regretted whatever he did.
Released from prison for making moonshine, and he needed a job to support his family. Luckily, a mining company had recently moved to town and was looking for employees. The new company was a little controversial. Some people didn't think the mountain should be disturbed, but others believed that finding coal was necessary and profitable. The mining company was looking for young men for the blasting crew. The job was incredibly dangerous. The crew would drop black powder or dynamite into the seams of the mountain to create a hole. They would then investigate the holes to look for seams of coal so that the company would know where to open the mines. The risk was high, but so was the pay, so my great-grandfather happily accepted his job offer. On his first day, my great-grandfather followed the crew as they blasted a hole in the mountain. It created a small opening, so Jim, the smallest of the crew, was tasked with going inside. They tied the rope to his waist, and he slowly and carefully crawled into the hole. My great-grandfather was holding and feeding him the rope at the other end. Jim descended further and further into the mountain, far enough that they could no longer see his light from the surface. Then the rope stopped. Hey, I think I just heard something growl. That's not possible, right? That's just the mountain settling.
What mountain that you know that settles that sounds like a growl? Anybody in the comments, you let me know. What mountain do you know that settles that growls? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay.
Fine, said Bert, one of the older members of the crew.
Also, that's strike one. That's warning number one, just like you know.
Keep going. The rope began to move again, much slower this time. Oh my God, hold me up. It's gonna get me. Oh my God. You're fine, Jimmy. Wait, I think he...
Warning 2 and 3. He's scared. 3, he's telling you something's gonna get him. What? How are you telling this man that he's fine? He's scared, and he thinks something is down there, and he's heard something growling. What in your right mind, head, do you think things are okay? Okay.
He's really in trouble, my great-grandfather said, and he began to pull the rope, but it was too heavy, like something was pulling from the other end. Jim's screams continued to echo from inside the mountain. The other crew members grabbed onto the rope and began pulling until they were launched backwards onto the ground. The rope was no longer heavy. They quickly reeled the rope in. There was nothing on the other end, just fresh blood. Bert stuck his head into the hole. Oh God, smells like rotting meat. He called out below.
Fresh, blah, blah, blah. Fresh blood, and if the hole smells like rotting meat, that means something was down there, honey. Something was down there.
Jim? Jim, are you okay? Answer us. A deep, bellowing growl responded. Then the sound of digging, growing louder and louder. Oh my God. Run! The crew began to run to the hill and make their way down to where they had parked their truck. Everyone except my great-grandfather.
Which is done behind should have ran.
What Bert saw. Just one look. One quick look. My great-grandfather said this was one of the biggest regrets in life.
As it should.
He saw something he could never unsee. Something that scared him so badly that he wet himself. Crawling out of this hole was something in the shape of a man, like a man that had been skinned and drenched in blood. It had massive horns on its head. He couldn't make anything out about its face except the slits for eyes and razor-sharp teeth where its mouth was supposed to be. It let out a hellish scream, and my great-grandfather booked it back to the truck just as the men were pulling away. He barely made it. They got back to the mining office.
He shouldn't have stayed there in the first place, just to figure out what it was. And you should have covered up the hole so he wouldn't have crawled out. But I digress.
Screaming incoherent things at their boss. Okay, everyone calm down. Now tell me what happened. Where's Jim? In the mountain. Something took him. It looked like the devil himself. Their boss stared at them, thinking carefully about what to do next. Okay, let's go. Take me there. The rest of the crew protested and cried. We'll go back under one condition, my great-grandfather said. We have a group of at least 10 armed men with us. 2 hours later, my great-grandfather, his boss, and the armed men were making their way back up that mountain trail. After an hour or so, they came to the spot where the crew had parked their truck the first time. They got out and climbed the small hill. At the top, my great-grandfather stopped and pointed to the hole. But now, there was a blood trail leading out of it. All of the men followed the trail into the nearby trees. The trail turned into a set of footprints, huge prints that were a cross between a bear's and an eagle's. And the prints were headed down the mountain towards the town. The men ran back to their truck and rushed back to their homes to warn their families of the beast on the loose. Families were instructed to board their windows and bring their livestock indoors. After that day, no one stayed outside at night. It became part of the routine. Bring as many animals as you can inside, board your windows and doors, and pray the beast doesn't get you. So, it's still out there? I asked. My great-grandfather nodded.
We should have left that mountain alone. We unleashed something terrible into the world that day. I don't think I'll ever forgive myself.
As you shouldn't. Because people were telling y'all to leave the mountain alone. But because y'all saw profit out of it, y'all had to sit there and touch something. You should have left it alone in the first place. So now, you've been on this earth for 93 years. And before, however old you were, touching the mountain, y'all didn't have to do that. As soon as y'all touch the mountain, now for the rest of your years, because you have regret on your face, you can see it. Everybody who lives in that area that you live in has to board up the house and stuff at night so they don't get touched. Because you let something out. So yeah, you should regret it. You shouldn't forget yourself. Because you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Don't forget to visit lootcrate.com/something.
I'm going to end the video here. I will see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe to Snarled and check the video out for yourself if you want to. And make sure you subscribe to me and give this like button, give the like button some love. And make sure you hit that notification bell for when I post a video.
This sound like what? 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 This